What's going on, guys? Matt Deegs here with another video. Appreciate you guys dropping by. Today, I've got a really cool one for you. We're talking about what I believe is the best three-class setup or best squad layout for Siege mode in Space Marine 2. Now, of course, this is just my opinion based on my personal experience, but I've found that this combination of three classes works incredibly well together and gives you a real edge in Siege mode. I'll break it all down for you, covering key weapons, perks, and all the reasons why this trio dominates. All right, guys, let's get right into it. So as you can see here, my first class for my S tier, kind of team layout is tactical. Now, there are a few big reasons I think tactical is top tier pick for siege mode. The first one is really just versatility. Now, the reason I say that, let me just go there quickly, is its insane arsenal of ranged weapons that it has. So tactical has one of the largest arsenals in the game, from the the melta to the plasma to the heavy bolter. You got access to a wide array of insane horde clearing weapons. Unlike other classes, you're not locked into just two or three gun types. That weapon flexibility really pays off in siege mode, and that's the same for its secondary weapon. You got obviously just three, but you got the plasma pistol, you got the standard issue heavy bolt, and the just the regular bolt, right? So I usually go plasma, but the weapon arsenal just all together, even for the melee, you only have these two choices, but for the main, it's absolutely nuts. The versatility and play styles that you can be while running tactical is nuts. I personally run the melter rifle, but that's just me personally. I find that it clears hordes very, very well. However, this is just a kind of a bonus, if you will. The real reason tactical shines comes down to one specific team perk, okay, guys? And that perk is right here, secured stockpile. All right. Now, equipment charge is restored by one for all squad members, and cooldown is 60 seconds. So this perk, regenerates your equipment every 60 seconds for the entire team. It's based for everybody, not just for the user. While other classes like assault and heavy also have recharge perks, they only really affect the player, right? The class that the heavy or the assault. Tactical shares the love. So when you're running, for example, melta bombs, which I highly recommend for siege mode and really any mode, even operations, it's like having pocket-sized nukes that refresh on their own every 60 seconds, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. In siege mode, when you're swarmed constantly, that's truly game-changing. So for me, guys, this secure stockpile is a must team perk, and really elevates tactical to a whole new level. But one more thing is and it's a big one, it's the Auspex scan. Now, there are a few specific perks here in the gear section, like priority targeting, that makes the Auspex scan last 8 seconds longer, but it ignores minor. So that's a good one to add to stack with the next two that I'm going to talk about is precise calibration. So enemies marked by Auspex scan take an additional 75% damage, but the Auspex scan is the radius is reduced by 25%. Now, if you're hitting those Auspex those scans off well, then this 25% reduction in radius will not affect you, or shouldn't affect you as much. And then this one here, guys, really good one. Enemies marked by Auspex scan take an additional, so you're adding it on to the 75% here, 75, an additional 75% damage, but the mark's duration is reduced by 4 seconds. But you already have so you gain 8 seconds and you lose 4 seconds. So you're really not feeling it that much. So all this combined, guys, you have the secure stockpile, the insane arsenal, and you have, these three perks that really make the Auspex scan just fantastic. So when you're facing off against Majoris, Extremists, or Terminus enemies, especially on hard mode, guys, Siege mode, the Aspect Scan just helps shred their health bars by exposing weak points. Sorry, for the whole team. So it's a fantastic perk, fantastic class. Especially if you don't have enough credits for the Dreadnought. Especially in hard mode, this ability makes it feel like you do. So it's essential for melting enemies quickly and keeping the momentum going. Okay, guys, highly recommend tactical as the first class for your S tier squad. All right, guys, so next up in the second slot, and this is not any specific order, so I'm not saying tactical is better than Bulwark or whatever, right? Or the third or the second is better than the third. Nothing like that. It's not in order. So for the second slot, guys, we've got the Bulwark, all right? So Bulwark is an incredible class with a perfect mix of survivability, defense, and team support. But its true strength lies in its ability to heal and revive like no others. Now, in terms of the you don't have a primary weapon or primary ranged weapon. You have, you're limited in that regards. But guys, the perk tree is absolutely bonkers for this class, especially if you know how to lay it out. It pairs, in my opinion, beautifully with Tactical's offense by bringing in some much needed, staying power, survivability for the team. So two key perks that make the Bulwark essential in this trio is, so right here, guys, Invigorating Icon is an absolutely fantastic perk paired with Rejuvenating Effect. Okay, so first off, let's get into rejuvenating effect. Okay, so when the banner is activated, it revives incapacitated squad members within its area of effect. Now, when you're playing siege mode, whether you're playing normal or the higher difficulty mode, siege mode is not, it's not always going to be as easy to res or revive a teammate, a down teammate, as it is in like operations. You're going to be just covered with enemies, surrounded by enemies. So this perk here, the Rejuvenating Effect, really comes in handy. You just place that banner down and it revives revives the squad member immediately, right? And you don't even need to be right above the enemy. Boom, you just place it down. As long as that aura is going to hit the enemy, hit the teammate, then you're good to go, right? So, fantastic perk, guys. So clutch. It's come in clutch so many times. I can't even count. So you pair that with Invigorating Icon, guys. It's absolutely nuts. So when banner is activated, all squad members regain maximum contested health, but it recharges 50% slower. Now, the 50% slower, remember this, because the third class pairs perfectly. There's a reason I chose, I won't spoil it, but there's a reason I chose number 3, and it's for this specific reason here, but we'll get into that later. You probably already know if you're a veteran in this game. But Invigorating Icon, guys, fantastic perk. Dropping that banner at the right time, especially when teammates are low on health, they can absolutely turn a fight around. And even a skilled Bulwark who pays attention to their teammates' health bars and uses the banner proactively, not just reactively, is a huge asset in in siege mode. Sorry, so as the Bulwark, if you can communicate with your teammates, just tell them, say, hey, line up an execution. I got you. You place that boy down, you place that flag down, and boom, they got their health right back to 100%. Now remember, it does not clear a mortal wound. All right. So if you have a mortal wound, a invigorating icon will not, I repeat that, will not clear a mortal wound. You will still need one stim pack to clear that mortal wound. Even if it shows 100% health, you will still need that stim pack to clear the mortal wound. Okay, guys? So just remember that. And you'll be good. All right, guys. So again, my second class, Bulwark, specifically for these two perks. Absolutely nuts. These two perks alone make Bulwark just S tier, an S tier class overall in this game. All right, guys. So, last but definitely not least, heavy rounds out the squad. Now, I know some people might favor other classes here, and I agree. There are a lot of other great options. I love all these classes. Some people might like, Vanguard. Assault might be fun to play. Sniper with its, cloak that you can just res a person back up. No one will see you. I get it. But for siege mode, heavy locks in this setup as one of the most effective combos in the game. First off, the multi-melta, all right, is my go-to personally, all right? It absolutely melts hordes of enemies, great damage, and with the right weapon perks, you can crank up the magazine size and fire rate to insane levels. Now, if you look here, guys, this is the one I use. It's the Ophidian Liberation Beta, Multi-Melta. It's the Relic one. And the reason I use that, as you can see here, the fire rate for these two, the top left and right, are quite low. Yes, you get more range, but there are perks that you can get a higher range with. So, and the damage stays, the fire rate stays the same with all of them. So I chose this one just for the extra fire rate. Okay, guys, and if you look here, there are a few perks that I would recommend you use. So this one here, heavy fire, while in heavy stance, fire rate is increased by 15%. Okay, guys, effective range increased by 1 meter is perpetual range. Another 1 meter increase, perpetual range again. And then there's another few here. Let me just get there. Right here, expedient barrage. These names are crazy. Fire rate increases by 33% when firing without aiming. So now you have a heavy stance increase, okay, of 15%. Plus, remember your base increase for choosing the beta version, the Ophidian Liberation Beta, and then you have this one here for a rate increase of 33% while aiming. Okay, so you pair those few perks together on the multi-melta perk tree, and guys, the fire rate and the range is just nuts. I also you can pair it with the maximum ammo reserve as well for this increased capacity. This is also another good one to have. I just did not have enough slots, so for now I have that one off, and I chose to use the fire rate increase by 33% when firing without aiming. All right. But guys, the real kicker, the reason Heavy earns its spot on the squad is this one signature perk. All right, guys, so let me go to the perk tree quickly. Now, I am prestiging my Heavy, so I don't have everything unlocked. But, as you know, once you reach level 25, you can unlock your first slot for prestige perks, and that it deletes, not deletes, but you lose all your other perks, right? And you gotta earn them back, and rinse and repeat for all the remainder the three slots here. So I was able to use all these. I played Heavy quite a while, and I got familiar with all the base perks, and this one perk, guys, is unreal. So this guy right here, Conversion Field. So when Iron Halo is active, all squad members within 20 meter regenerate ability charge by 50%, 50% faster, okay? That synergy is unreal. Tactical can drop Auspex scan more often, and the Bulwark can place banners more frequently. Even if no one's down, just to heal or buff the team. So it's a fantastic perk. And remember, we are losing that 50% for the Bulwark there. Remember, I said remember that. So we're going to gain it back. I know it is for a limited time while the Halo is up, but still, it does help. And I think the the contested health regeneration, and the 50% loss merits the 50% loss, especially if you can get a little bit back here. All right. So again, guys, heavy, fantastic third option for the S tier team layout. So in conclusion, this is just my opinion. There are plenty. There are plenty of great combinations out there, but for my playstyle personally, and the way I think siege mode is structured, I found this team comp to be just incredibly effective. It's got a great mix of offense, defense, healing, and just synergy altogether. But I totally get it, guys. Let me know down below. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment. Let me know what your perfect squad looks like. Do you agree with me? Do you think this squad is lacking something? Should something be changed? Let me know, guys. I'm open to hearing your ideas. But guys, if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, guys, take care.